In this short video, I'll be doing a quick review of Dori, who I think is just another gimmick character, as we've already discussed previously to her launch. Yes, I've been away because I actually had COVID, so I am better now. So here we are, and today is actually the last day of the banners. As you can see, the standard banner is gone, is the only one left, and 3.1 is upon us later today. And I'm just quickly posting this video before, before 3.0 officially ends. So let's just get to it. So because she's a gimmick character, I did not bother, giving her the best everything. So I just gave her whatever I had. That's a good way, in my opinion, to, just give basically whatever you have instead of leveling up too much. Of course, there are some things that I did spend time to level up. I did level up the bell, which I had half leveled already, like 40 or 50. So I just decided to just give it to her. Her kit does utilize the HP scaling. So, to be very honest, there are no other characters in the game currently that are claymore characters that would use HP scaling. So, since her kit can make use of it, I just gave her the bell instead of giving her any of the other weapons that I do have available. But let's just talk about what options you could give her. I would recommend strongly against giving her any of the 5-star weapons. There's no point in talking about them either because there's no point. You're not going to use her in those capacities. I would not bother giving her the Akua Maru either because it's a focused weapon for like damage for the burst damage, and she's more of a healer in my opinion. You can definitely give her any of the craftables and support weapons. So the Katsura Gikiri here is okay. The Luxurious Sea Lord is okay. And the Blackcliff, I mean, if no one else is using it, sure. The reason why I would just focus on energy recharge or elemental mastery is because you may need those things for her support role. More for the energy, I'll be honest, because you're not really going to put her on the field that much, and she's not really going to do that much damage or or elemental reactions, in my opinion. So I wouldn't even bother with the attack focused ones like these ones, the Luxurious Sea Lord, but if no one else is using it, right? Sacrificial Greatsword technically is her best. I could give it to her because I already have it at R5, level 90, because it allows her to proc her skill up to twice, basically. And arguably her skill is where some of her damage will come from because her burst is basically healing and some damage and some reactions only. But since I won't really keep her on the field and I might only pop her out just to heal maybe or just to throw out her burst and all that and just to generate some electro on the field, it doesn't really matter to me. That's why I just decided to give her the bell because no one else is going to use it anyway. And then White Blind is not for her. Prototype Archaic, again, it's an attack weapon, not for her. Physical damage, you could definitely build her that way too. Like, you can give her the Snow Tombed, is okay. But it's, like, again, there might be other characters that you can give it to, or this could be something that other, or that many players are not going to actually build, which is totally fine too. Favonius is definitely great, but then you'd have to build it for crit in order to get the passive to proc. And then the other one that I thought was very interesting would be the Rain Slasher, and I contemplated between these two. Of these two, though, because this is elemental mastery and it does require like electro damage and all that stuff, and it does buff it. But then again, she's not really going to be on the field, and I'm not really going to generate like reactions with her. I don't plan to use her long term anyway. She's another gimmick character that will be put to the side and benched very soon. So I didn't bother building this. Instead, I built this because this was already half built, like I said. So I just went with it. So then that way I didn't have to spend as much resources. So those are my thoughts on claymores. Anything else damage related or crit related, I wouldn't bother recommending that. Now, technically, she would do well with the newer sets, um, the new sets such as the what is it called? The Gilded Dreams would be okay with her, perhaps. Let me just see if I can find them. Um, like this could be okay because it's about elemental reactions and elemental mastery. So this is an okay set. And then she wouldn't benefit from the deep wood, right? Of course, she can do well with Thundering Fury and all that stuff too. But no one's really going to go and farm that stuff for her specifically, so I wouldn't bother. Let me just click out of it so I can go back to this. Yeah, so I wouldn't bother. I didn't bother. I just gave her whatever I had. So as you can see, I gave her some energy because energy is always good. So I gave her the 2-piece emblem. These are just pieces that no one was currently using, so I just gave it to her. This is a piece that I had HP and I just leveled it up because it's good to have some HP pieces, as we've now known that there's many characters that do benefit from it. I built her with 3 HP, as you can see, and I gave her some Maidens pieces that no one was using and I didn't farm for them, and I gave her the healing bonus here instead of HP because no one else is going to use it. Constellation-wise, although this video is entitled C0 Dori review, but I did get a C1, as you guys may see from my polling, and it's okay because this just gives her an extra shot, basically, from her skill. All right, and then as you can see on the banner at the top, we're about to shut down for maintenance, so I have to quickly make sure I get this done. So I just gave her 666 um, for all of her skills. I'm not planning to build her any further. If I get future constellations of her just from random polling or from other from her rate ups or whatever, then yeah, then these will eventually become 9 eventually, right? But it's not like I'm gonna go hard and heavy, and I'm not gonna bother investing the materials in her right now. Her skill again is where the majority of her damage will come from, and then you won't really use her normal attack. But I just gave it to 6 anyway. But you don't have to. You can just leave it at level 1 if you don't plan to use it. And then this is one is where she will start healing, etc., and restoring energy. So this is basically the bulk of her purpose. And you could definitely level this up further, but again, I didn't want to waste too many resources on her. In this one, her passive is that after her genie triggers an electro charge or basically an electro related reaction, then the cooldown of her skill will be reduced, which is okay. And then this one, after her skill rounds hit, then it basically will restore some more energy for her. So that's not bad as well. And then lastly, she has some chance to recover some materials from crafting, which is always nice. And yeah, team composition wise, I think that she would do well with other electro characters or any dendro characters, which is basically what they're doing with it. But anyway, I will quickly demonstrate that she's just mostly a support and she's very gimmicky. I have Klee here only just to break the shield. Okay. So there's the overload, right? And then here's the genie thing. It does have some proccing, as you can see. She won't be able to kill this enemy on her own, but it's a nice opportunity to use her in that capacity. And then yeah, the healing. I couldn't really utilize the healing here because no one was really injured or anything. Or maybe I can see if I can fuck it again here. Okay, so because my Zhongli can be healed, so there we go. So well, mind you, that was all that was left over of his for healing. But she can heal up to like 6,000 in the way that I built her. So yeah, it's not too bad. And she's okay. Like her animations are cute and everything, and her personality is fine. Okay, so I'm just kind of prolonging this a little bit just so that I can maybe see if I can talk her healing again. Probably not. Okay, so then yeah, so she's pretty weak. Obviously I built her in a weak way too, and I built her mainly for support and for healing. But regardless, like she has her uses, and yeah. I mean, for those of you who don't have a healer yet, or newer to the game, or free to play, I think she would be a great addition to your team, but she's definitely not a must-pull character. So I wouldn't recommend it, of course, and then you can't pull it for her right now anyway, but she will be added to the pool 3.1 onwards. So yeah. Anyway, that's my review of Dori. Let me know what you guys think about her, and stay tuned for more from me, and thank you